Okay, Harold, part two. I'm just going to talk about his saddle, the line, around the hip bones, down to the croup, the tail, his buttocks, and the coat that hangs from the rear. When it comes to his saddle, what I want you to do after you have hand pulled, and I think you need to hand pull more and use less scissors, to be honest with you, because it looks very rough and not short enough. Once you think you have finished the top line, I want you to get your brush and brush exactly to where you have pulled, so that you're turning the coat up and you get a clear, definite line. Then I want you to get your thinning scissors and once again keep the blade to the bottom and the cutting edge to the top. And I want you to go in. No, wait a second. Yeah, no, that's correct. I don't do this. I want you to go in as far as you can to the skin and click twice. Go in, click twice. Go in, click twice. All the way along the saddle, both sides. I'm not going to do it on this dog because he is all hand pulled and I'm not putting scissor marks in him. You can see in your recent photos that you are clipping the tail. I think his tail looks weak and he looks a little unbalanced with all the coat here to have this long, fine, whippy tail with no strength. As you can see, looking at his tail, forget the shocking ring, but that's the way it is, you can see that this dog has quite a bit of strength in his tail. His tail is no thicker than Phoenix's, but it appears to have more strength because it's not clipped. What you need to do, and they do hate it, and I'm sorry to tell you to do this, from this part to here, you need to pull. You need to pull it back. I'm not saying pull it to the skin and make it even. I don't do that either. But I predominantly will pull 40% of the tail coat. Stand up, mate. Stand up, please. Then I get my thinning scissors and I thin it very gently. And I only thin the top. I don't go down the side. What you should be achieving here is a clean, even flow with the coat so there's no break from the saddle coat to the tail coat. I like to leave thickness on the top of the tail that is the harsh type of coat to blend in with the silky coat that's hanging. The length of his feathering, Harold, looked perfect, but just remember that it does need to run up and it needs to be short pretty much all the way right to the end. That can be just pulled out with fingers. And it's the same for here. It comes out really easy. You don't want it to ever be any longer than what this is now. Otherwise, they do look a bit unbalanced. If you think that at some stage it's getting very thick, you put your thinners in and cut. Just once, all the way down. It's very important that you have a break from the tail to the buttock. And the way to do this is simple. Pick the tail up and remove this. Just remove it. It's just constant cutting of the scissors right to the skin. I take all this hair off here with the thinning scissors. All of it. I don't leave anything. I leave all of that area totally, totally clean. That way, just come to the side here for me. That way you get a definite break. You should be able to get a finger in, to be honest with you, underneath. Come around to the back here. Phoenix has way too much coat here. What you need to do, sorry, you have to come around this side now. What you need to do is you need to get your fingers and run it down the leg coat and clearly define the coat that is hanging straight down and band it. That leaves the back coat. Now, as with the front of him, he was done here a week ago, so I'm not going to remove a lot of coat here. But what you need to do is, with your scissors, blade on the bottom, you need to get it up into the coat, working, remember both sides here will be band. All of this, it's just constant, constant, constant thinning, moving, and taking it out. What you're after is a clear break with gap or distance here, whereas the side coat should sit freely on its own. Stop.
And part 2.
Yeah.